Bought a 5 horsepower Ingersall Rand air compressor. Motor is 230V single phase. Have B and W wires from pressure switch going into motor. Also have GRN and yellow wire coming from motor that is going to grounding screw in the metal box the pressure switch is located. There is also another unused ground screw next to it. Is this where the neutral goes? Doesn't seem right to use the frame for that.
Hello. Welcome to Just Answer. You actually won't need a neutral for this unit. The second ground screw is for the ground wire coming from your supply. What type of connection will you have, relative to your power source for the compressor? Will you be installing a cord on it? Or will it be hardwired?
We'll be using 50A stove cord. Have a welding outlet I will be using.
Thank you for the additional information. This compressor should be connected to 2 hots and a ground. There is no need for a neutral wire, nor is there a place to connect one. 1 hot wire to each pole of the pressure switch, and incoming supply ground wire to extra grounding screw.
What is the path to ground?
I'm not sure I understand the question. On a 220 volt circuit, you don't need a neutral, unless there are onboard 110 volt components. I'm checking for that now, just to make sure there are no controls other than the pressure switch.
I am used to automotive and 110V. Can see path into and out of load.
Okay, that makes sense. 220 volt AC works a little differently though.
SFA is 24.4, breaker is 40A. Is this okay?
Yes, you should be fine. Does it show a FLA rating?
21.5.
Okay, that will be fine then, as long as the cord is properly sized. Technically, on a 50 amp breaker, your cord should be at least number 8 copper. Number 6 copper would be even better. However, because it's a motor and the code allows for a larger breaker to overcome startup current, your cord can be smaller. Do you know what size the cord is? In cases of motors, exceptions in the code exist to allow the wire to be sized to the load, rather than the breaker. That's a fancy way of saying overcurrent protection can be upsized to overcome motor starting current.
Tag said 50A, hashtag 8 copper.
Perfect. That will work just fine. Are you still here in the chat?
Last question. Have 121V on each hot. How do I get 230?
Your leg-to-leg voltage will be a little higher than 230, but the motor is rated for the higher voltage. It will be fine. Typically, there is a 10% window either direction of the rated voltage. So, you could be 23 volts higher or lower than the rated voltage, and the compressor should work fine. You'll probably have around 240 to 242 volts.
I expected to see 110V. Why 220 and 230? Sounds like they would be the same.
220 and 230, even 240 are all the same voltage system. There is such a thing as 3-phase 240, but not in residences. However, I guarantee your compressor will run fine.
Okay, after I get done I'll buy a book. Way too many questions to type. Afraid to ask how they get 208. Thanks for your help.
You are most welcome. Happy to assist. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Not until the next time.
Sounds good. Thank you for the opportunity to help. Have a great day.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/ythi.